All right. Hey guys, Kev here, and I have the fireballs in, the V1.5s, and I thought I would show you each version and kind of go through them. And then I figured, why not just do it as a live stream? If anybody has questions about it, I can answer those. Try to pull up the chat on my phone if we get anybody in here. Let's see. Craig, what up, dude? Roman, what's cracking? What's going on, guys? Big Jim's here. Hey, Big Jim. Try to get this camera right so I can see what I'm doing. All right. So, yeah, I guess if anybody shows up later and has questions, they can always go back and see the version or whatever. So I'll start going through them, and then we can talk about them if you guys have any questions or anything. I guess the main thing on the drop, these are going to drop on the 14th. So August 14th at 1 p.m. Eastern. That's a Thursday. These bad boys are finally dropping. I feel like we waited forever for this run of knives to come in. It seems, I don't know, I feel kind of weird. Like it seems like there's been a big gap between the last time we had a Divo drop, but I think I'm just maybe crazy. I don't know. I'm used to doing them like every month, and I guess it has been a while. I mean, Blade Show was at the beginning of June. We did drop the exclusive one, the Blade Show one, and I can't remember what we did before that. I guess we did the binge right before that. So anyway, I'm gonna get into it. Fred, what up? How you doing, Fred? Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. So I'm gonna get into it. A couple of these have beat up boxes, and that's because I saw them during QC, and I just grabbed the bad boxes. I figured I'd take those for the marketing examples. So that's kind of what's going on. But this is the electric blue acid wash version. So I guess real quick, I'll give you a rundown of what we have. We have 7 versions dropping on the 14th. Okay, so there's 7 versions of the new Fireball. We're calling it a V1.5, and I'll show you why. It's basically because we made a slight change. We made the plunge grind a little better. Derek, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Alex, hey, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. We updated the plunge grind, and then we obviously changed the box. We've been doing these cool boxes now with the graphics, and we're kind of putting the versions on here, and it's just a lot nicer than these just black cardboard boxes with these shitty stickers that we were doing before. So we updated that, the plunge grind, and then we have a bunch of new versions. I think there's one version that's the same. The Black Pearl one is the same. Other than that, they've all had some kind of either a tweak in finishing or it's completely different. We also have different back straps. We've done different milling patterns, and then obviously the different finishes. So I'm going to shut up. I'll get into it. We had the Blade Show exclusive. That was the one with titanium handles. It's the only titanium one we did on this run. So all of these are camo carbon with a titanium backstrap. And the reason for that is we weren't sure how the titanium was going to go because they can only make the backstrap out of titanium. They can't make it out of carbon. We really wanted to do like titanium handles and then carbon backstraps to kind of switch it up. But because of the construction of the backstrap, it wouldn't be structurally sound if it was carbon. They can't mill it or whatever. So titanium handles with a titanium backstrap, we just weren't sure on the weight if it would be too heavy. So we tested it out with that Blade Show exclusive where we did titanium with really nice milling, and then we did Zircuti everything and a DLC belt satin. If you have one of those, That's awesome. I don't even have one, so I can't show you. They all sold. We made 50 and that was it. And that version's not coming back, unfortunately, because I love it. But we don't want to, you know, we said we wouldn't make it, so we're not going to. But anyway, there's that version. And then we have 2 exclusives for dealers on this drop, and then 5 versions that we'll have directly through the Divo website. And we have 50 of each, I think. So there's 50 each on our website, and then there's of 5 different versions, so 250 total on our website. Then there's 25 of these 80s ones. There's a little story that goes with that explanation I'll talk about. Those will be available only at Blade City. There's only 25 of these, and they're only at Blade City. They ended up picking them up as an exclusive. When they asked, I thought that would be a good idea since we only had 25. And then there's obviously a dark mode version, and there's 100 of those. So 100, 25, and then 50 each of these other 5. All right. So this is the electric blue with acid washed everything, and it is probably maybe my favorite one. Although the purple ones are sick, this looks absolutely fantastic. So you have electric blue camo carbon, and then you have acid stone washed everything else. Titanium hardware, titanium accents, and then acid stone washed on the blade as well. It's a 3.15 inch hollow ground blade. And again, we updated that plunge grind. So if you have a V1, that's the only difference, is this plunge grind is just a little bit better. So it can get more sharpenings on it. Other than that, the knife is the same. Everything should be compatible. So if you had something from the first one you liked and you wanted to put it on this one or whatever, you could do that. We have left-handed back straps from the first run. I still have like 20 of them. So we did not order any left-handed versions this time. If you're left-handed like me, you can pick up a lefty back strap. We ordered some extra lefty back straps in different milling patterns. So you guys could pick up a back strap on the website, and then you can convert your knife to lefty. If you're not familiar with the Fireball, that's the way that we made this knife. Had a left-handed clip option. As you guys know, I'm left-handed, obviously. So at Divo Knives, we make sure every knife either has a reversible clip or there's a lefty version of it available so that left-handed people are not left out. It's very important to us. The only time that you would see that not be the case is potentially a licensed deal where we don't have full control, or if it's like a USA made knife and we just can't do it somehow, maybe. But otherwise, you're going to see lefty options. And in this case, we have back straps that'll go on for lefty. I got to check if we ordered acid stonewashed ones, but I'm pretty sure we would have done that. So this is the acid stonewash version. You have the same sweet opening hole there. Really cool sheep's foot blade. Stasa did a great job on this design. This is a collaboration with Nick Stasa over at Stasa23. Great dude. If you guys don't follow him, definitely check out his YouTube channel. I'm sure you do. Was that a hint on what? I don't even know what was that somebody else you're saying, or did I say something? You're a lefty. Yep, I am. I thought he just felt left out, and that's why he called himself lefty. Oh, yeah, that could be it. Or maybe it's a political thing because, I want to torture myself. So I tell people my political leanings. I've gotten that comment before. No, I'm left-handed. That's where it comes from. So anyway, that's the stonewashed version. Acid stonewashed, sorry. I think that one looks absolutely sexy. Really, really nice. move that over. I'll show you the other electric blue version. So we do have the same, this is very similar to a version we did. This one has a jacked up box. Again, I took the shitty boxes that I could so that customers didn't get them, obviously. See if I can get this open. There we go. See if I missed any questions or anything. I love that bit driver. Awesome. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, we're still working on those. We're waiting on the tubes. The drivers are actually done. Let's see. Carried my black pearl yesterday. Hell yeah, Jim. Fred gave his away. That is a very nice thing to do, I will say. Tubes. The tubes are for the driver. So the drivers are actually done. They're Get Good Screw made them for us. And we came up with the idea to put the set in a tube. And then we have to come up with a design for the label. And then we're also going to sell the drivers by themselves. And those will come in a smaller tube, basically. So this one, if you guys remember the OG Fireball, this one is the electric blue with black blade, except we changed it to a DLC blade. So this now has a DLC blade instead of, I think we did PVD blackwash on the original ones. So now you have a DLC. These are in S90V steel. They're going to be 60 to 62 HRC, usually around 61 from Kubi. We also did change the backstrap design. So we have like 3 or 4 different milling patterns now. We thought that would be cool to just have them have different ones. We also bought some extra backstraps to sell. So if you really love a milling pattern, we have a few. So these blue ones have this starburst type pattern on them. So you have the electric blue with all acid wash up here. And then the electric blue with black down here. So the backstrap, the hardware, and the accents are PVD. And then the blade is DLC. We did that so that it would still be, you know, more affordable. We didn't want to make it super expensive. The DLC does cost more. So like the standard ones are going to be $219. It's our standard S90V and tie or carbon pricing. You can always use a 10% code, Lefty10 or whatever code for your favorite YouTuber. Get them some commission and it'll take 10% off. So the $219 turns into $199 essentially when you use a code. And then this one will probably be like $10 or $15 more. So instead of $219, it might be like $229 or $239, something like that. And you still get 10% off. So you'll still be just over 200 bucks on a DLC blade in S90V, camo carbon, and titanium, everything else. So should be a decent deal for you guys. So those are the electric blue versions. Try to keep these kind of up here. Then I'll show you, this is the black pearl version. So this is one we actually did on the last drop. I don't think we changed anything. I think we kept this the same, even down to the milling pattern on the back. So we figured for anybody who missed out on this specific version, you know, we basically have more. Again, the only difference will be you have that better plunge grind. You will notice if you look at like this versus probably like this version, the plunge grind might look slightly different. And that's because this is a hand ground belt satin. So it's done by hand. There might be some little differences there between those. But this one has a belt satin S90V blade, and then it has satin collars, and then PVD everything else. Titanium backstrap. and it's got this sort of, I don't know, what would you call this? The frag pattern maybe on the back strap. So this is the same version as before, black pearl. I guess another different, yeah, crosshatch. I guess another difference would be the price, because I think back when we, oh, what am I doing? Back when we did the original drop, I think we were still doing $199. But as of 2025, we had to bump the pricing up a little bit. But with the code, you still end up at $199. So that one will be $219. So these purple ones are my favorites probably. I love this one with the acid wash, but these purple ones, man, they really shine in my opinion. So let's check these out. These have a fish scale milling pattern. This is going to be the Wakanda Forever version of the Fireball V1.5. On this one, you have purple camo carbon. I think they call it purple flow. We just call it purple. We've been using it forever. We kind of developed it with camo carbon, but they sell it to anybody. So, but you definitely want purple flow. You don't want the purple, whatever the other one's called, rain or something like that. Now, this one has a DLC belt satin S90V blade. So that's the biggest difference between previous Wakanda Forever models like the Tallboy V1.5. We did this version, but we weren't doing DLC yet. So if we did this again, we would obviously do it in the belt satin DLC. And it's probably my favorite blade finish because you get like the best of both worlds. You get that really sick belt satin grind line look, but you get that really durable coating of DLC as well. The handle and everything, it's all still PVD. The blade is DLC. But this one looks gorgeous to me. We do have purple accent kits. We have some accent kits in purple, which I believe comes with the collars, and the clip. Collars and the clip, sorry. I don't know what I was thinking backstrap, but no. Collars and clip sets, and those will probably be like, I gotta look at what they cost. They might be like $50 or something for this accent kit. But that's the Wakanda Forever Fireball V1.5, and these will be $249 because the DLC and the belt satin adds a good chunk to the cost. So in case you're not aware, belt satin adds a little bit of cost to the knife, and then DLC adds a little bit of cost. If you do both, obviously it's a decent amount. So we got to add some. So this one's going to be $249, which is $30 more than the stock ones. So if that's worth it to you, you can pick one up. But you'll get 25 off if you use LeftyEDC or, you know, whatever code, and it'll be $225. So $225 on this one with a code, which I think is still really good. So that's the purple with DLC belt satin. All right. Now this one, like I said, I love the DLC belt satin, but this version just absolutely crushes, dude. This is going to be the purple Nurple. The purple Nurple Fireball V1.5. This one is just disgusting. It's got purple flow camo carbon. It's got the PVD backstrap and hardware. And then it has purple accents. So the clip and the collars are purple. And then you have the belt satin blade. Now, I will admit to you that after I took these out of the box, I kind of wish we had done the purple accents on here, because I think if you put the purple accents on this version, I'd probably like that one the best. But again, we have purple kits, so if anybody wants to buy a kit and put them on here, you could buy this knife and then the kit. Or you could buy both of these and switch them. You can do whatever you want. But I think it makes for a tricky decision, because I really like how this looks, but purple accents on here would be probably my favorite. But a lot of people do like just the blacked out with purple. So those are the two purple versions. Let me know what you guys think. I'm a big purple guy, so for me, I prefer the purple over the blue. Like, these two are very similar. This one has a standard DLC, so it's it doesn't have the belt satin to it. It's just a standard DLC. So you still get the performance of DLC, and it's a little bit less expensive. This one is, what did I say? It would be $229 or $239, something like that. And this one's $249. So not much of a difference once you add the code, but something to think about. And these have the fish scale pattern on them. Then we have an 80s camo DLC belt satin. So let me see if you guys have any questions real quick, and then I gotta give you a little story with this one. Carrying that exact fireball today. Just installed the skips. Hell yeah, dude. The Black Pearl one, I guess. That's awesome. Purple DLC might be my version. Yeah, Fred. I really like that too. I need a Zirc clip. We did order. I'll get into the accents, but we did order 30 kits in Zircuti. So we have 30 kits that are collars and clip. So collars and clip in Zircuti, and those will be probably $50. So wait, all right, let me back up. I think I said the purple titanium accent kit with the clip and the collars would be $50. That's wrong. I was thinking Zircuti pricing. So the Zircuti ones would be $50. These would probably be like, I don't know, I gotta look at the pricing. They'll probably be like $25 or $30. They're not gonna be that much. 25 maybe for the kit, for the titanium ones. The Zircuti ones will be $50 for the collars and the clip. We also have like 10, I only ordered 10 because of the pricing of the back strap in Zircuti, like the Blade Show exclusive model. So the full Zircuti backstrap, which looks absolutely sick, but those suckers are expensive. So that backstrap alone is probably going to be $100, and that's with us not really making much money off of it. I just don't want to charge more than $100 for a backstrap. I guess these backstraps are just hard to machine, I guess, because they're thin on the inside, like. And then, I guess the milling and whatnot. So they're just expensive. Even from Kubi, who is notoriously affordable for accents and Zircuti and stuff like that. But it is what it is. So we will have those. We don't have a ton, but we have like 30 of the collar and clip sets in Zircuti. And then just a few of the back straps for anybody who wants to go nuts. So this one is 80s camo carbon. And these are going to be available at Blade City only. So Blade City is a dealer. They have a website. They also are very big on Whatnot. We met them at Blade Show, and the guys there are they're really cool guys. We really hit it off with them. They're going to do some exclusives. And we had asked Kubi, after we already placed the order. No, the Zircuti one is clean. Somebody asked if the Zircuti backstrap has a milling pattern. No, it's just there's no pattern on it. I'll show you one here in a little bit. you'll be able to see it. We thought it would look better with no pattern because originally we had it on the titanium handled version, which had milling, and we didn't want to kind of mix those. We didn't want to mix milling patterns up. So they don't have milling, but you'll see them in a little bit. They have their own look though, because they almost look like a camo. It's like Zircuti camo. It's very interesting. But anyway, after we placed the order for the knives. I had the idea to try to get some 80s knives because I knew, some of you guys would really want an 80s one. And so I asked Kubi, can you use up whatever 80s we have and can you make some fireballs with 80s? And they said, yeah, we have enough. We could make like 25. So we got 25 of these in 80s camo carbon. And then they have a DLC belt satin. So DLC belt satin like the Wakanda version. But then they also have this Starburst pattern backstrap, which looks cool. But the thing I want to mention about it is they used up whatever material we had left. And when I opened these up for QC, I noticed they don't have the best coloration. Like, I feel like these days when we do 80s, it's like crazy amount of color. There's big splotches of everything, and they look awesome, right? These are a little more subdued, or they don't have all the colors all over the place. Like, this one is a good example. It has a decent amount of the colors, but you can see it's not like bang, right? It's not like the 80s that we see on most stuff these days, because I'm guessing they used whatever was left, which was probably like the edges of the sheet, or maybe it was an older sheet before they started really hammering it with color. So some of them almost just look like Miami Vice. Like, they almost just look like pink and blue. There's not a lot of orange in them. So I just want to put that out there. I told Blade City, they get it. But I just don't want people expecting this when they buy one of these, because it's going to look more like this. Okay? So anyway, just wanted to put a disclaimer on that. We try to be transparent. It's not like the 80s that we really kind of think of these days. But they still look awesome. This still looks fantastic. It's just, that is my little spiel on the 80s one. But these are going to be available at Blade City. So you have to hit them up or go check out their whatnots. I don't know if they're going to drop theirs on the 14th. I got to talk to them about it. So it's possible that these are going to drop before the rest of them drop. It's possible they drop that day. It's possible they drop after. I don't know. We're kind of letting them do their own thing. There's only 25 of them minus this one, so 24 of them out there. So just wanted to give you a little story on that one. But that one looks really cool. Just stick the blue one on the right in my... Yeah, I knew you would like this one, Casey. What's up, dude? The Acid Stonewash is definitely a KC special. He would love that. Let me see. I like the 80s on this one, a little more subtle and less orange. Yeah, I love the orange in 80s, so maybe that's why it stands out to me, Kathleen. It stands out to me that it doesn't have a ton of orange. Like, there's some on the underside of this scale, but yeah, if you don't like the orange in there, then that's perfect. All right, the last one is the dark mode one. So this one's going to be available at Blade Binge exclusively, and there's 100 units of these that they'll have. So that's the most out of any version. All of these are 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, and then 25. And then there's 100 of these. They will drop the same day, same time as the rest of them. And this one has a dimple pattern on the back strap. And the reason we did this dimple pattern is to match the dimpling on the binge. So if you guys know, we dropped the binge with blade binge a couple months ago. This is my favorite knife. Like right now, for a while now, this has been my favorite knife. I carry one of these every day, basically. I love this thing so much. We're working on another version. We have prototypes in the works. We have a larger version coming. And then we also are prototyping the same size one. But they both have a little micro flipper tab right here. So it's got a little micro flipper tab so that you can flip it as well. And we did that because people were doing this thing where they were like shoving their fingernails in here and flipping it, which is pretty damn cool. But we thought it would be cool if you had a little tiny flipper tab there instead. So anyway, that's coming. But this is the dark mode. It's got the dimple pattern, and then it has Brittany camo carbon, and it has a black washed S90V blade. So if you really like the black wash PVD and you don't want the DLC, or you don't want to pay for the DLC, right? This one has the black wash, and this one is going to be $219. So it'll be at that, base price, whatever you want to call it. With a code, it's $199. So that's the dark mode version. Really cool. We really appreciate the guys over at Blade Binge. They've been absolutely fantastic to work with. Nothing but positive things to say about Blade Binge and their team. And on this one, because we really wanted to keep this one like more direct sales, we weren't initially going to do like dealer exclusives, but we decided to do one, and we did the one with Blade Binge. Just kind of worked out, and then Blade City picked these up after we'd already ordered them and everything. Because we only had 25, I thought it would kind of make sense to offer it to them. So that's how the dealer exclusives happened. And yeah, so it'll be a little bit easier to navigate the drop this time. You really only have to worry about a couple websites. I'm guessing these are going to be already gone by then. So you'll just have to come to our website if you want one of these 5. And then you go to Blade Binge if you want the dark mode. So let me see if you guys have any questions. If you do have questions, let me know. I'll stick around a little bit to answer those. And then I want to go get some lunch. I'm kind of hungry. I hope you guys are all doing well. It's good to do a live stream. It's been a while. And I really hate that I haven't been able to do live streams. It's just with the baby and my daughter. I'm not going to put my wife in that situation where she has to put them both to sleep. And the baby's been kind of tough to get down. He wakes up right away. You got to go back in, and it would just be a nightmare for her, and I don't want to do that. So for the time being, the live streams are kind of on hold. I do want to get back to them. I really love this interaction. I just, family comes first, obviously. So D King says, I have one of the Blade Show fireballs thanks to Kevin. It's unbelievable. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Let me get the Zircuti stuff and the kit so I can show you. Jim, I'm trying to work. This is way too distracting. I know how you feel. Robin, work will still be there in 10 minutes, Jim. Casey asked, what dealer has this version? These are going to be on our website. So these are the only dealer ones. Blade Binge, Blade City, everything else on our website, divoknives.com. And we have 50 of each of these 5. So hopefully that helps. What was the little front flipper? That is the Divo and Blade Binge. It's called the Binge. It's a little front flipper warning. Like I said, it's my favorite knife right now. I'll show you because I'm carrying one. Carrying my purple Nurple. Literally carry this every single day. I might switch it up and carry this one, but that's about it. I don't really... I might carry another knife for review or something, but I always have one of these in the pocket. It's just like an extension of my finger to open boxes and cut cardboard. It's an absolute laser beam. I think I need to get somebody to sharpen it though. I don't think it's dull. I've stropped it once or twice, but I feel like a nice fresh edge would be really sick on this, and I don't feel like doing it. But anyway, that's the binge. Unfortunately, they're sold out. So they did all sell out. It took a couple weeks or a month, but they did sell out. But we're working on a larger version and then another version in this size with the little micro flipper. So those will be coming probably next year. Got in late. Is each one dropping? Yeah, they're all dropping 8/14 except for the 80s one. That one's going to Blade City. I don't know exactly what they're doing. They might do that, but they might do a whatnot stream sooner or later and do their own thing. There's only 24 of these that they have, so I'm not sweating it on when they drop it. So you definitely want to check with Blade City if you want one of these. Fred says, yeah, okay. There are no other exclusives. That's why I didn't say anything else. It's sick, and the titanium ones have a great sound. Yeah, I do. If we had known how sick the Blade Show exclusive one is, and the weight actually is, like, it's not lightweight, but it doesn't feel super heavy or anything, we would have done more titanium ones. But we'll do that next time. So whenever we get around to another run, we'll do some titanium handles and switch it up a little bit. But we do have basically all new finishes and everything on these, all new colors. This is the only repeat right here. The dark mode is clean AF. Yeah, hell yeah. When is the drop? 8/14. So that's a Thursday, the 14th of August. That's basically, what, 2 weeks from now? Maybe is that 3 weeks or 2 weeks? I suck at math. 14 plus, 2 or 3 days. So it's like 17, 18 days away. Little one and life comes first. Yep, of course. Family always comes first. Baby hack, bouncy seat on a Roomba. Oh, man. Yeah. I don't think that's happening. I can't wait. I have one coming from Blade City. Oh, okay. So it looks like maybe you can get the Blade City ones, hit them up. I need a tall boy hardware / clip screw. Okay, Kane, hit me up. Just email us, info@divoknives.com. I'll take care of you. Just shoot us an email, info@divoknives.com, and I'll get you what you need. Isn't the Fireball the collab with Nick? Yes, sir. So this is the collaboration with Stasa 23 I mentioned earlier. So these will be featured on Stasa's channel, obviously. Actually, I was going to just send all of these over to him when I'm done with the live stream. I was going to just film a quick, maybe short with each one, and then pack these up and ship them off to Nick so he can show everybody as well. Paul, will we get a red Fireball one day? So, Paul, the reason... that is an interesting question because you're probably wondering, it's called the Fireball. Why is there not an orange or a red one, right? The reasoning is when we originally prototyped this knife, we did a prototype in electric blue and we did a prototype in blood red camo carbon. So blood red, electric blue, thought that made perfect sense, right? The red just didn't aesthetically appeal to really anybody. And then the second time, because somebody just brought this up, The second time we prototyped it, because we do multiple prototypes if we're not happy or whatever, right? We've done a few prototypes on this model. The second prototypes we did Mars Valley. Right? I think it was Mars Valley. It was orange and red. Maybe it wasn't Mars Valley. Maybe it was whatever Camo Carbon's version of that is. But it wasn't red. It was orange and red. And that also just did not appeal to us or anyone that we showed it to. So that's why we haven't done it. If enough people say they want a red one, I mean, we can figure it out. We just weren't happy with how they looked. So that's why we didn't do it. I totally understand why you're asking. It would make perfect sense to have a red one or an orange one. But it just didn't, to us, make sense. So that's the answer to that. Stasa is the man and definitely worthy of being a top 5 channel that everyone should watch. Laugh out loud. Little inside joke there. Mars Valley would look sick. Yep, I agree. I thought so too, but it didn't. You can go back if you actually go to my channel and search Fireball. You can find videos of because I always show prototypes, so there should be a video where I show the red ones or even the orange one, whatever it was, and you can look at it yourself. And if enough of you guys love it and want that, let me know. Yeah, Lava Flow is the red fat carbon. And then Mars Valley is the red with orange. So red and orange one is Mars Valley, which in my opinion would probably be the perfect color for this if you were to do it. And then we did Blood Red, which was the red version of this, basically. And then we did some kind of one with orange. And maybe it was Mars Valley. I don't remember. Mick is headed out. Later, Mick. Thanks for stopping by, dude. What's up, Mark? Thanks for stopping by. Alex says, do you still have the red ones? No. We sell prototypes, so somebody has it. Somebody has the red one or the orange one. I don't know if it's anybody here, but somebody has it. They bought it at Blade Show, or they bought it off of me or Colin or whatever. Maybe Colin has it, but I don't think so. Back to work. Yeah, no problem, Kenya. Definitely hit us up. I want to make sure you get what you need for your tall boy. Paul says, understandable. I'd only think Lava Flow would work. Yeah, I agree. We thought it would work too. It just, I don't know. We would, so like we get prototypes and then I make a video. You know, I'm sure Stasa made videos. We show them and we kind of will get reactions and then we'll make, you know, we'll make changes or we'll do whatever based off of, you know, our feedback and then also your feedback. And like the red ones just never made it, you know. I need me a Zirc backspacer. Yeah, so let me show you guys the accent stuff before I forget. So I have, holy shit, all right. I have a bunch of hardware. I don't know why I ordered this much. Okay. So let me move these. I have a lot of hardware. I don't know why or what I was thinking, but anyway. Casey's been a member for 23 months, almost 2 years. Appreciate the content, Kev. Thanks, Casey. So these are just, like, I always order hardware kits just so we have it for, like, you know, Kane says he needs a screw or whatever for his tall boy. We always order a bunch of hardware to make sure we can take care of those requests. So these also came with liners. I've been asking them to include liners because sometimes there's issues with that too. So I think this is just hardware sets. These look like there's some back straps in here. So we're also going to have back straps available on the website. We'll have to figure out how we list them or whatever, but there'll be the different milling patterns. And then right-handed or left-handed, right? And then here's some of the accent kits. So like in this case, there's some acid washed ones. So we have acid washed kits. If anybody wanted to, I don't know, buy a backup, or maybe they want to change a version to acid wash, we have that collar and clip. And then we probably have some back spacers as well, or back straps. Looks like the black kits are in here too. Black wash. I think I ordered DLC polish too, because that was part of the Blade Show one. This just looks like acid stone washed hardware kits. So again, if people have problems, we can fix their issues. This one is more back straps, so black and acid washed back straps. These look like they are right-handed acid washed ones. Let me see what's in here. I see Zircuti. So these are right-handed acid wash back straps. So we have a few of those that'll be on the site. These are, I think, left-handed. Yep, so these are left-handed Zircuti back straps. We only have 5 of these. I just ordered them. I didn't want to leave out the lefties. They're, like I said, these are stupid expensive, but I'm not leaving out my people. So, and then there's just some regular back straps, fish scale. You get the point. So that's those. That's going to be a pain to organize on the website, but whatever. So this is what we're looking for. These are the right-handed ones. I think there's 15. By the time they go on the website, there's probably going to be 10, right? I know I owe somebody one that had a scratch from Blade Show or whatever, right? Shit happens. So these are the back straps. And again, these are going to be $100 because they were very expensive to have made. And I guess it's because of the just construction of it. The way it has to be milled or whatever, the tolerance, something like that. But you can see it looks like this, it almost looks like a gold camo or something. It's wild. That's the back of the back strap. And then like here's one side. You get the blues and you get the purples and you have the gray in there. But then you get a lot of gold. Like they just have a really cool, unique look. And then there is no milling pattern on them because again, the ones they went on were titanium with milling. So maybe in hindsight, we should have got some patterns for these, but then we would have had to, I don't know, would have been a pain. I think it has enough pattern itself, but they look really cool. So we'll have, you know, 10 or 12 of those available. Like here's another one. They all look different. They all have different patterns. I don't think we're gonna have the time to list each individual one. I think they look similar enough that, you know, I think people will just be happy with whatever one they get. So that's the Zircuti back strap. So these will be available as a separate item. Then we have these. These are Zircuti clip and collar sets. Now we have more of these. We have 30 of these, right? So you're gonna get the clip, which looks more like traditional Zircuti. This is freaking sick, dude. Kubi's just killing it with the Zircuti. Look at the gray on this. Like that is a freaking epic piece of Zircuti right there. So that's the clip. And then you get a front collar. It's hard to see. And you're only going to see the edges. So, but you get a front collar and you get the round collar on the back side. That's what she said. So this will be a kit for the clip and the collars, okay? And there's more of these. There's like 30 sets of those. And these will be like 50 bucks, okay? And then if you want to add the back strap, you can buy that separately as well, and that'll be 100 bucks. So together it would be 150 for the set. And again, we only have half the number of these than we do these. Although we do have 5 left-handed ones, so whatever. You get my point. Yeah. So that's the deal with the Zircuti. Then we have, what's this? Blue. I might have ordered Blurple. Is it blue or Blurple? I don't know. Probably just blue, right? I think it's just blue. So you have blue. Maybe if you have one of these or one of these, maybe you want to put blue on there. So you have kind of blue on blue or whatever. Or you could put blue on like an 80s one. That would look cool. That'd probably be the best use of a blue one. Or a purple one, you know. So there's blue. There's, is this acid wash or dark wash? One or the other. I think, honestly, when they do acid stone wash on a clip and collars, it's just dark blast. I don't know. This looks wild. Hold on. Let me see. Did I order bronze? I don't know. Yeah, this is like a bronze, I think. Look at that. That's really cool. It almost looks like... maybe it is. I don't know. It almost looks like rusted. That's wild looking. Whatever the hell that is. I gotta figure out what it is. I don't know. I'll see what I ordered and compare it. But I think that's a bronze. That looks really cool. Let me figure out where this one went. In here, I think. Did they squeeze this sucker in here? Yeah, they did. So we'll have those kits. Obviously, you can see there's purple ones down here. Just try to keep this organized. So there's purple. That's obviously, that's always a big seller for us, are the purple kits. So if you have this knife, the Wakanda Forever, I think putting a purple kit on it would be absolutely disgusting. Like if you had this look, like that, basically. Yeah, dude. That's fire. So if you get a purple kit, you can do that, obviously. And then there's what, black. Usually we get black and satin as well. So you can mess around with those. I think these are PVD. Whoops, ripped it. Yeah, I think these are just black PVD to match the stock ones. So if for whatever reason you want to back up, or I don't know, maybe you get this one and you want black instead of purple, you could do that. Although I'm sure you could find somebody to like swap you or something instead. I thought I ordered DLC polish as well, but maybe those came with the Blade Show knives and I just don't have them. I don't know. I gotta check. But here's some more hardware. This was the Zircuti stuff. Let me just double check. Zircuti collars. Other collars. Here's some, let me see. There, that might, no, that's black. These are the acid wash slash, you know, dark wash kits. Is there DLC in here somewhere? I knew I'm not crazy, you know. Some people might be interested in this. That's why I wanted to find it. So this is, yep. This is a DLC polish clip and collar set. So for those of you that are a little bougie, you might want the DLC polish. That would look really good on the black one. Basically, you're just swapping your clip for a polish and then the collars too. It would look good on any of these, honestly. You get the point. But I also got those just to have like backups for those exclusive ones in case anybody has an issue. So that is all of the hardware and extra stuff and the knives. So hopefully that explains everything we have. If you guys have any questions, obviously let me know. I'm gonna look through the comments real quick. Let me just set this stuff aside. God damn, this is a lot of hardware. All right. See if I can get these all back in view for you. And then I'm gonna wrap this up. All the blue ones look so good. Thank you. That's awesome, Paul. Appreciate that. I need a purple kit for my Wakanda Forever Tallboy. Yeah. We don't have any kits and stuff for the tall boys. We are going to order the small boys very soon. And when we order the small boys, we'll put in a bunch of kits. And technically, you could probably use the collar. Let me see. I don't know, actually. Well, the collars look the same. The clip is very similar. It's a little different design, but it's close enough. It would fit, I'm pretty sure. Obviously, the backspacer is not going to fit, but that would be at least partial of the way. The clip and the collars. But I don't have any, unfortunately, or I would sell you one. Sorry. Can you do another run of Tallboy accents? Maybe we'll do that when we order the small boy. We'll see if we can order accents for the tall boy as well. If you guys want that, I'll definitely look into doing that. That shouldn't be difficult. So, yeah. I was hoping they'd be compatible. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you would literally just have the black backspacer. That's not so bad. Having the clip and the collars really, and the studs are probably the same too. I would obviously figure all this out. They're very close, but I actually have, I think, a shit ton of purple studs. So I could just give you a set. Anyway. So many great looking options. Are these Chinese? They're made in China. Yeah, Kubi Knives makes them. So they're made overseas. That is correct. Which is always listed on our website. We list the manufacturer on there. My Tallboy 1.5 is one of my favorite knives. Awesome, Caleb. Thank you. We really appreciate that. Yeah, we know you guys love the Tallboy, and we want to make more of them. We just also have a bunch of other shit that we're making, and you know, but we'll get back to the tall boy next year. We'll do another run of those, and the small boy is going to come out right before that as well. So, looks like I covered all the questions. Let me see. Are there going to be tall boy dress up hardware kits again? All right, I get the point. We'll work on that. We will work on that. The thumb hole is the only method of deployment for the Fireball. Yes, it has a thumb hole, so you can thumb flick it and you can reverse flick it, which honestly is all I need, but I know some people want other stuff. We are working on a growler with a front flipper, so I don't know if we would add one to this. We probably could, though. So maybe a V2 would have a front flipper on it. That'd be kind of cool. You know you have something special when every drop sells out. Yeah, I mean they don't all sell out, but a good number of them do, and we definitely appreciate the shit out of that. So that's thanks to you guys. So we appreciate it. All right. Kubi is killing it, and I feel they are really pushing KB more and more. Yeah, no, they're doing a great job with that. I just got a whole bunch of Kubis in. That's not Kubi. Like I got a whole stack of them here, and a couple of them are these KB knives. One of them is like stupid contoured, and it's like it's probably the best knife that they've made under their own brand. They're doing really good stuff, and then, you know, all the stuff that they pick up from what we are asking for, we've seen them implement that in their own stuff and really dial it in. I mean, they've been doing a great job. We really appreciate Kubi. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to wrap it up. I need to get something to eat, and it's been an hour. I really appreciate you guys for coming out and checking out this live stream. And yeah, you can always get a hold of me if you have questions about the Fireball or you just want to chat about something else, whatever. You can hit me up on Instagram at LeftyEDC. You can email me, LeftyEDC88@gmail.com. If you have any Divo related questions or you need hardware or whatever, hit us up, info@divoknives.com. We will be happy to take care of you. And stay tuned for the drop on the 14th of August, Thursday the 14th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And thank you guys so much for the support. We love you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for coming to the live stream. Hopefully I'll be able to do another one soon. I still need to do that Vosteed one to give away the 3 knives they sent me. So that is going to happen at some point soon. So I'll work on that. And I have a ton of other knives to review. I got literally like 20 knives right here and another 10 over there I need to get to. Really cool stuff. So I'm excited to share that stuff too. So I'll see you guys soon. I love you. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.